Hip-hop legend Lil Wayne, formerly known as the greatest rapper alive, may have dropped the most disappointing hip-hop album of 2025 with the Carter 6, an installment to the very iconic Carter series. But Mr. Carter, can you tell me where have you been? Because most hip-hop fans, they've been searching. The fuck you had the audacity to release this new album naming it the Carter 6 when it sounds more like a better version of Lil Wayne's Rebirth from 2010? I mean, seriously, the Carter 6 is not a bad album necessarily, but to name it the Carter 6, which already sets extremely high expectations to begin with, makes no dollars and no sense like DJ Quick. Not to say that hip hop and rock can't combine to make a classic album, because you can go back to Jay-Z and Linkin Park's Collision Course project.
Baby, don't forget that boy told you.
But when it comes to Lil Wayne, I don't think his diehard fans, including hip hop fans in general, are expecting experimental hip hop with rock sounds from a Carter album. I also feel that fans were expecting star-studded features from Young Money alumni, like the Queen, Nicki Minaj, and hip-hop's sweetest entertainer for all the Chihuahuas, Drizzle Marie. But unfortunately, Mr. Marie and Nicki played no face on the Carter 6, leaving more questions to the relationship between Young Money founder and his biggest artist. And speaking of Nicki Minaj, while I'm making this video, Lil Wayne has released a remix for his band from NO Record, now including Nicki Minaj on the remix.
Bitches know they can't outpay, sir. New York nigga, LA Laker. Hoes ain't got fathers. Don't call me mother, you hoes ain't my daughters.
Damn!
And while I do feel Nicki Minaj delivered with her verse, I really don't think that Nicki's verse will be able to save Lil Wayne and the Carter 6, like E40 can't save a hoe. And sorry not sorry, but hip-hop's certified lover cake, Drizzle Cake, should have definitely helped Wayne with this album, because it's clear that Lil Wayne is not getting the proper support with his current management at Young Money. Drizzle Marie has his true creative behind the OVO sound, OVO 40 tucked away in the OVO sweatshop, who would have been a perfect addition to help Wayne drop a more solid project with just production alone. Wayne's signature flow and lyrics started off well with Welcome to the Carters.
Man of my word, I stand on my word. I get high and land like a bird. Family first, family second, family third.
Even though Bells pays homage to LL Cool J's classic Rock the Bells record,
LL Cool J is hard as hell. They all fail. Gonna cocktail double L must rock the bell.
and Wayne delivered with an incredible flow like Tony Braxton.
Let it blow, let it flow.
Everything is not good.
Gonna work out right, you know.
Again, Lil Wayne's flow is not the issue here, and it really showcases well on Bells, but the way that Bells is sampled with that very obnoxious bass line and drum right after Wayne claims he's been thugging ever since he got
Out of jail, anger is a fire in the...
does not do the song any justice to start with. Bells was very underwhelming, but the song Hip Hop was rebuilding for me because I really enjoyed the chorus by featured guest Big X the Plug.
Said fuck the Drake and bop the G-Lock. Yeah, I rap, but fuck this hip-hop. I'm active, but don't get dropped.
The chorus is perfect and sounds extremely early to mid 2000s Texas hip hop in a modern 2025 way. Shout out to the Tupac Thug Life reference in the chorus.
Shining, smoking, moon rock. Thug life, I feel like Tupac.
But then again, Wayne goes extremely to the left, feeling irreplaceable by Beyonce,
To the left,
thinking he can deliver nursery rhymes for the Carter 6, talking about his love for the punani and how he can make it squish squish.
Bitch, 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 nigga rich, rich, rich. I like the pussy deep dish and when it goes squish, squish, squish.
Girl, shut the fuck up. You thought you ate that?
Even the Teddygram line seems a little redundant and recycled when Wayne dropped a similar line referring to Teddygrams on his Saturday morning feature that he did for Corday.
These niggas teddy grams, niggas teddy bears. Go, nigga, you a sacrificial lamb. You a teddy bear, nigga, you a teddy gram.
But overall, the record Hip Hop was saved by the features on the record. Sharks is not a bad record at all. It's actually a pretty good record after you listen to it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. But I can't deny how hilarious it is to really think about sharks not being in the water when they're literally from the fucking water.
Sharks ain't always in the water.
What? Bro.
But I'll cut Jelly Roll some slack here. He sounds great, I guess, but this record shouldn't have been on the Carter 6. Also, Big Sean definitely pulled a renegade on Wayne.
I gotta move the needle since you didn't do it. Glock under pillow on some missing tuition. I know what I'm doing. 10 steps ahead, Shakari, how I'm moving. Key to do this shit is first you gotta do it, then do it again and find another way to do it.
And destroyed him on his own track.
It's just a renegade, and afraid to talk about anything.
Banned from NO is another record where I'm left confused.
Yo, the cocaine writer, the rope chain brighter, the close range sniper, the dope game lifer, money old like Biden. I walk around like King Tut.
Because I really love the sample record, Banned from TV by the legendary Noriega.
There was two ways into the hood. Y'all was smoking chronic like straight to the brain. We ain't stallions, my guns from the Italians.
But the record leads me to disappointment with Wayne yet again, talking about his love for the punani and chasing that kitty cat.
The pink punch, she drink nuts, she eat dick, I bring lunch. I'ma fuck her till she scream cut.
Where at this point in Lil Wayne's career, being considered a legend, with previous projects being a dedication to the punani, it seems a little irrelevant lyrically and redundant when dropping another Carter-type album in 2025. And I respect the homage Wayne's paying to his children, recognizing that he made his bloodline rich.
I turn my sons to rich niggas. I turn them 1 to 6 figures.
Then to end it with a 666 reference.
All them bitch niggas. Ferrari license plate 666 nigga.
I know he's on demon time, but what about your children? Can we protect the kids? But we'll get into that. But even with all of those tracks and the criticisms that I have, those aren't even the worst tracks on the album, in my honest opinion. The record, These Days, featuring Bono, has to be one of the most throwaway Bono choruses and features I have ever heard in my life.
These are the days, the time of our youth, beauty and truth.
It literally sounds like a song made for a one-day charity event, giving back to the community, but this song gives nothing back to the hip-hop community.
We found opportunity and made up a rhapsody. These are the days.
Nigga, what the fuck is this bullshit?
And Bono should be very ashamed of himself, because it's not like he can't contribute great collaborations in hip-hop, especially when you consider his XXX feature off Kendrick Lamar's iconic Damn album in 2017.
It's not a place.
And then you compare it to this shit on Lil Wayne's album? Like, what? Bono's feature on Lil Wayne's album reminds me of when Future Vandross literally finessed Megan Thee Stallion for $250,000 when he gave her one of his worst verses of all time.
I'm putting it down on the Adderall. 2 hours on Adderall. Went for 3 hours on Adderall. Hit it for hours on Adderall. Sensational.
What did Wayne do to Bono to deserve this shit? And by the time I heard Island Holiday,
When you're on a holiday, what you drinking, baby? Sip, sip.
I got on my Viola Davis and decided to walk away. To take a break from this album because I couldn't hold in my laughter anymore. Island Holiday is easily one of the worst songs on this album. Despite it getting better midway into the song, the intro I just can't get past.
Sip, sip.
The way that Weezy F Baby tried to sample Weezer on this project would even leave the worst Weezer fans shocked and appalled like a Spalding ball.
I'm so appalled, Spalding ball.
And again, lyrics here are lacking with Wayne saying he got an acting coach so he can act his age.
Just got an acting coach to help me act my age.
As if anybody believes that when they're listening to this entire record. Cause I'm not. Sorry, not sorry. If your main subjects for over a decade is about punani and promethazine, I really can't get into it, Mr. Wheezy. Then we go to Loki's theme, where I honestly feel that it's the best hip-hop rock combination record on the album. But to sum up the buffoonery on this track, let's go to the lyrics.
I came on a belly that star jelly.
Inspirational. Like, what the fuck is this, SpongeBob After Hours? But let me tell you, when Peanuts to an Elephant hit my AirPods, I literally laughed out loud drinking my protein smoothie. Nothing in this world could have prepared me for a fucking elephant introducing Wayne on a Super Mario Kart-ass beat.
What up, though? All my niggas cutthroat. Smoke 'em like double dutch. All you niggas jump rope.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
And again, the lyrics are just ridiculous. I know Wayne is great with wordplay, but not everything Wayne rhymes words with is considered legendary. Like mentioning an all red elephant to pay homage to his paid blood affiliation, but also pay homage to Donald Trump, the Republican.
Pop the trunk, all red elephant, bitch, Donald Trump.
Okay.
And I'm sorry for being immature here, but I can't take this record serious when I'm looking at a baby version of Lil Wayne on the Carter 6 cover. I mean, look at his face while listening to this record and tell me you won't laugh out loud.
Talking hella shit is irrelevant. You niggas just peanuts to an elephant.
I'm not into bullying children, but I can't stop laughing at that. But one thing I did not find funny is Lil Wayne's version of Andrea Bocelli's Ave Maria record. I respect Wayne for trying to be a visionary and think differently for this record, but Wayne had no business giving a half-assed approach to an Andrea Bocelli record by diminishing the impact of Mr. Bocelli's voice and song by being used as an entire instrumental that Wayne is rapping over.
Ave Maria, hold on to my rosary. I'm keeping it close to me. Teresa, and every time I pray, I never forget on my daddy. A heathen, he beat on my mama. So
Just seems like an effortless and lackluster attempt to recreate a legendary song that never should have been sampled or replaced to begin with. Because what the fuck? That makes no sense to do that. The record sounded ridiculous, and to be honest, you can't really appreciate the record when you hear the sample of Andrea Bocelli's voice in the background overpower Wayne. It's like, who am I supposed to listen to? I don't know what I'm doing here. Like, I mean, maybe take out Andrea Bocelli's vocals, but that's the majority of the Ave Maria record, so maybe just don't touch it.
Touch it, bring it, pay it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it, touch it, bring it, pay it.
I'm just saying. Then when you dissect Lil Wayne's lyrics on the Maria record, you start to realize even further that this is buffoonery because the entire message for the Maria record by Wayne has nothing to do with the intention for the original record being a Hail Mary prayer in Latin. I don't understand the context here, especially coming from Weezy F Baby, who has been known over the years to not believe in God, or at least struggle with his faith. And to each his own, God loves all of his people. But my thing is, I don't think it looks good to me as a fan of Lil Wayne, who actually believes in God, to use Andrea Bocelli's record that is supposed to be about faith and prayer when you're over here praying for Kitty Cat. I really don't understand. Sorry, not sorry. I'm trying to be respectful because I really do love Lil Wayne as a rapper, but this entire record was super questionable. Once I got to the Maria record, I was ready to let it go like Keisha Cole. Then for some reason, Wayne decides to give us one of his standout tracks at the very end of the album with his collaboration with legendary Cash Money producer Manny Fresh on Being Myself.
I'm just being my own self. The Wayne Carter, I was in that water before I fell. Lost both of her feet, but never lost one step. Really F, Manny F, that's refreshing, nigga.
Where I literally have to sit down wondering why Lil Wayne didn't reach out to Manny to produce the entire album. Be Myself could easily be a record for Carter 2 or Carter 3, and honestly shows the missing production elements to the Carter 6 album. And if he had more producers like Manny Fresh, who were a part of the foundation of Lil Wayne's evolution into the greatest rapper alive, I think it would really help with Wayne right now, who is obviously lacking some direction with his creative vision for the projects he's dropping. And I briefly want to discuss Mula coming in, featuring Lil Wayne's son, Lil Novi, and just say, what the fuck, Lil Wayne? Because he turned into Lil Boosie on this record, shouting out his son being 14, fucking someone's daughter, while Lil Wayne is fucking the daughter's mother, as if it's a tag team with his son for sexual activities. I guess this makes sense when it comes to Wayne and Drizzle Marie. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And I'm just going to end it there with my final thoughts. Lil Wayne will always be considered one of the greatest rappers, but honestly, I don't think he could ever be considered the greatest of all time next to a Tupac, Jay-Z, Nas, or even Kendrick Lamar. Because sorry not sorry, even though Lil Wayne has had a bigger and longer run being considered the greatest in hip hop compared to Kendrick Lamar can still easily be considered just as great as Lil Wayne's legacy or even better. Whether you hate or love Kendrick Lamar, you can't deny Kendrick has maintained one of the greatest hip hop careers by maintaining a discography with untouchable albums that are considered groundbreaking for hip hop. With Kendrick Lamar studio albums, not one miss. From Good Kid Mad City to Pimp a Butterfly, Damn, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, that's now aging like fine wine, and more recently with GNX and the insane impact of a surprise album, with Kendrick Lamar and SZA still prolonging the GNX era with their groundbreaking stadium tour. All of Kendrick Lamar's studio albums have a strong, positive impact to hip hop culture in a major way, like E40. And with everything that Kendrick Lamar has accomplished in the last 10 years of his career, Kendrick Lamar essentially has been at the top of the rap game since 2015 when everybody proclaimed To Pimp a Butterfly to be a legendary album. And now in 2025, still maintaining that same relevancy, but even a bigger superstar in 2025 with a stadium tour, I feel safe to say that he can compete with Wayne when it comes to albums for sure, and when it comes to the legacy that they're both leaving in hip hop. I feel Wayne plays a huge part in the decline on how his legacy is being looked at when he releases projects that are marketed to be a Carter type album, or even further, just releasing any type of studio album that is not at a level or caliber that fans expect from Lil Wayne to deliver. When you're dropping studio albums, you definitely should take more pride into releasing studio albums that will make your legacy only look better as time goes on, aging like fine wine. With Wayne's discography outside of the Carter series, most of those albums are a bunch of miscues and really aren't considered legendary for Lil Wayne's legacy. And Kendrick Lamar is the same rapper that Wayne got sensitive and in his pajama clothes over.
I don't recall that.
Feeling like he should have received the Super Bowl halftime show in his hometown of New Orleans. Yet Wayne has yet to schedule a tour date in his own city for his upcoming Carter 6 tour. I guess he really is banned from NO. I will always love Lil Wayne as a rapper for the music that he gave early on in his career, but it's clear to me in 2025 that Lil Wayne is not the greatest rapper alive, in my honest opinion. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know what your thoughts are with the whole album. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, go be amazing and have an amazing rest of your day.